Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of The Bobby Experience. On today's episode, I thought I'd document myself the day that I have another audition. And this happens to be an audition for Chicago P.D. I've auditioned for this show before, that and Chicago Fire, for these shows about maybe 5 times now. Haven't landed a role yet. When it comes to these shows, that's probably the biggest gig you can land here in Chicago, those Dick Wolf shows. It's kind of a big deal. These are major network shows that are on NBC, and it's not like some other auditions here that are these independent films that are local. Not to say that those aren't as special, but this is more of a big deal because it's something that's televised nationwide. And they're probably the biggest roles that you can land here in Chicago, probably other than roles you can land in theater like this over at the Steppenwolf or the Goodman. So to me, this is something that's more important than some of the other auditions I've had. But I gotta say though that I think each audition is something where I gotta give my best effort and just give my best performance and just see the audition itself as the performance and just be satisfied with the outcome, whether I get the part or not. And if you really love performing, being an actor, whether on stage or TV, film, you would enjoy even the audition portion yourself itself, because that's where you get to do what you love. So I have an audition day for Chicago PD over at Claire Simon Casting, and it's for a 2-liner for the role of a bartender. So it's 2 lines, so I mean, like any audition, you gotta make a good impression from the casting director, and they see like so many people and gotta be able to stick out. So I'm heading on my way there, and I'll document some more and as this video progresses. So I was driving on my way to that Cinescape where Claire Simon Casting's at, and I gotta say, like, I want to be on that show so bad. It's one of those shows where if you land it, I mean, it's getting your big break, at least here in Chicago. I know there's gonna be other people auditioning for the same role, and even though I'd wish them the best of luck, it's me that wants the role. And in a way, they're competition, but they're also colleagues. Who knows, maybe one day I'd be working on some type of film, beside them. Who knows? But as of today, it's me and other people who are trying to get that one part. That casting director can only choose that one person, and hopefully it's me. But if it's not, there's other chances, so I'm not gonna let it get me down. So give it my best effort. And so I'm all of a sudden reminded of that once couple scenes in the Shawshank Redemption when Morgan Freeman's character is talking in front of this board of people, and saying his plea as to why he should be released, set free. And it reminds me of this in some ways of this whole audition process. Perhaps it's not like the healthiest way to look at it, but that's why I sometimes think of it, just going to audition for like this same show for some role, and then still not getting the part. And I'm thinking about that scene in Shawshank Redemption where he keeps on getting denied, and eventually it comes to the point towards the end where I can't repeat in verbatim what Morgan Freeman's lines were for his character, but it came to a point where he just felt like it didn't matter what he said. Let them do what you want to do. I mean, it's really up to them, and they've been denying it no matter how sincere he tried to be, saying how much of a changed man he was. So that's how I sometimes feel about auditioning for this show or these big name shows. Just continuing to audition and not land the part, but trying to get away from that kind of thinking. Just think positive, see that the audition itself is performing. So that's just a thought I had. All right, so this is the parking lot for Cinescape over here at 16 and Western. So I made sure to put on my dashboard my name and phone number and say that I'm at Claire Simon Casting. Otherwise, you can get towed, and you're not allowed to park at other places other than here or like a street parking, because you just get towed immediately. So this is it. When it comes to these auditions, I think, man, this is just one step away from getting the big break. But I try not to be so hard on myself. I drop the ball, make a mistake, just have fun and enjoy the process, because auditioning is just part of being an actor, a performer. Also, like when it comes to being a singer and other kind of entertainer, you got to go to auditions, and then you're gonna go through not being called back, or there's a callback, and there's a lot of people. This can be competitive, but I really believe we can succeed in doing this. So I'm gonna be taking a shuttle and heading on over there for my audition. All right, here it is, Simon Casting, where I'm gonna be going for this audition. Enter through these doors and sign myself in. All right, so I just wrapped up my audition. I think I did rather well compared to how I did last time. They asked me to say the lines again, and I'll admit, I blanked out, and I had to just start over, but I don't think it's a really big deal. I'm not mad, I'm not kicking myself. I know there's gonna be other opportunities, just knowing the fact that I had this audition opportunity, auditioning for Chicago P.D. about maybe a month and a half ago too. So hopefully maybe in the next month or so, maybe it'll be another audition. But if you don't succeed, try again. In this kind of business where you can go on dozens of auditions and not land a role until you get one after another. Eventually you get a part. And something I got from a workshop, an online workshop with Amy Berman, she talked about what is called the Clooney effect. And all of you know, for the most part, who George Clooney is, big name star. When it came to that show ER, that was his 11th pilot. I mean, what if he gave up on that 10th pilot and thought, none of these shows that I'm being cast in is taking off? What if he decided that was the end of his career? We wouldn't get to know who he was today. So for all those people watching, don't give up on your dreams. Continue to pursue them, and unless God says otherwise. But just continue to pursue them and give your very best effort. And once again, this is Bobby with the Bobby Experience, and you'll see more videos of me auditioning, and of course my other usual videos with Bobby Eats, going to different restaurants, and talking about mixed martial arts, one of my favorite topics. So be sure to check out my other videos when you get a chance. All right, once again, this is Bobby signing off. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.